A Sky Remade. Look at our sky. It is a canvas of familiar beauty. The warm glow of a sunrise, the sharp silver light of the moon, the comforting blanket of the blue sky. For all of human history, this has been our window to the cosmos. A window that is mostly empty. And we have taken that emptiness for granted. But what if it wasn't? What if millions of years ago a second moon, a captured dwarf planet rich in ice, was caught in a gravitational dance with our own moon? A chaotic dance that destabilized its orbit, sending it spiraling slowly towards the Earth. It wouldn't impact us. It wouldn't need to. Because of a fundamental law of physics, a celestial deadline, inside a certain distance, known as the Roche limit, roughly 18,000 kilometers from Earth's center. Our planet's tidal forces would be stronger than the moon's own gravity. It would be a gentle, silent, cosmic execution. The moon would be slowly, inexorably torn apart, shattered into trillions upon trillions of pieces of ice and rock. These pieces would not fall to Earth, pushed outwards by centrifugal force, pulled inwards by gravity. They would spread out, forming a flat orbiting disk. A magnificent, shimmering celestial structure. What if Earth had rings? A world of twilight. The first change would be immediate and profound. The light. From the ground, the rings would be a breathtaking spectacle. A majestic, silvery-white arch stretching from horizon to horizon, wider than 1,000 full moons. During the day, they would shine a brilliant, pale white against the blue sky. Their angle would shift with the seasons, a great celestial sundial. At sunrise and sunset, they would catch the light, exploding into colors of fiery red and soft pink. At night, they would illuminate the landscape with a soft, ethereal glow. A world without true darkness. Our evolution would have been different. Our fear of the dark might never have developed so strongly. But this beautiful light comes with a price. A great shadow. The rings would cast a colossal shadow upon the face of the Earth. A moving band of twilight, hundreds of kilometers wide. For cities and countries falling under this shadow, day would turn into a perpetual dusk. This wouldn't be a temporary eclipse. Depending on the season and your location, the ring shadow could last for hours or even days. Imagine living in London or Moscow during the winter. You would experience entire weeks of deep twilight, a world lit only by the reflected glow of the rings. This would trigger a catastrophic shift in our climate. Regions trapped under the shadow would cool dramatically. The temperature difference between the light and shadow zones would create hyperstorms of unimaginable power. Our weather patterns would become violent and unpredictable. New ice ages could be initiated, carving new landscapes across the continents. And life would be forced to adapt or perish. The global food chain would collapse and reform. Crops as we know them would fail in the twilight zones, leading to global famine. Perhaps new forms of agriculture would evolve, based on low-light plants or massive indoor farming. Forests would wither. Animals, their circadian rhythms thrown into chaos, would struggle to survive. Predators and prey, their patterns of hunting and sleeping rendered obsolete. Humanity would become a species of the dawn and dusk, forever chasing the light. The celestial cage. From our perspective on the ground, the rings are a thing of beauty. But from the perspective of space travel, they are a cage, a beautiful, glittering, inescapable prison. Our current satellites orbit in a mostly empty space. GPS, internet, weather forecasting. Our modern world depends on this orbital ballet. In a world with rings, that ballet is over. The rings are not a solid object. They are a blizzard of debris. Trillions of pieces of ice and rock, from the size of a dust mote to the size of a mountain. Each one orbiting at over 17,000 miles per hour. Each one a hypervelocity bullet. Any satellite placed in orbit would be shredded to pieces in a matter of days, if not hours. GPS would be a forgotten memory. Global communication would revert to undersea cables and shortwave radio. Our interconnected world would become fragmented. Our window to the cosmos slammed shut. And the dream of space exploration would die. Leaving Earth would become the most dangerous act humanity could attempt. Navigating a spacecraft through that field of debris would be a near-suicidal undertaking. Engineers might propose incredible solutions, massive ships with Whipple shields or clearing pathways with lasers. But the cost would be astronomical, the risk immense. Every launch would be a game of cosmic Russian roulette. We would be a planet trapped, able to look at the stars, but never again to touch them. The dream of becoming a multiplanetary species, of reaching for Mars and beyond, would be over, lost to the beauty of our own sky. The mirror of the gods. But how would this permanent celestial feature change us? Our minds, our cultures, our souls. For all of history, the rings would have been the centerpiece of our mythology. Not just a moon, but a great bridge to the heavens. The Bifrost of the Norse. The stairway of the gods, a celestial river, a serpent eating its own tail. Every culture would have a name for it. Every religion would claim it. Prophets would read omens in the shifting colors of the ring shadow. It would be a constant divine presence in the lives of everyone on Earth. Our art would be different. Our music would be different. Imagine Van Gogh's Starry Night, but with a colossal, shimmering arch dominating the canvas. Imagine Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, but inspired by the soft, constant glow of the rings. Our psychology would change. Would we feel more protected living under this celestial roof? A sense of cosmic safety? Or would we feel more trapped, claustrophobic, aware of the cage above us? Would the constant twilight in the shadow zones lead to a more somber, introspective humanity? Societies might diverge. The sun people living in perpetual light and the shadow people living in the dusk. Even our science would be altered. While deep space observation would become difficult due to the bright night sky, an entirely new field of science would be born. Ringology. Generations of astronomers would dedicate their lives to studying the rings' complex dance, their gravitational harmonies, their mysterious gaps, like the Cassini division. They would be the greatest, most beautiful, and most deadly scientific puzzle in our solar system. A beautiful prism, and so we are left with a grand paradox. A world of breathtaking, unparalleled beauty, and a world of profound, inescapable limitation. We would trade the stars for a spectacle. We would sacrifice our future for a beautiful present. The empty dark night sky we have now, the one we so often ignore, is actually a precious gift. It is an open door. A quiet, dark, and clear invitation to the universe. An invitation to step outside and explore. This leads to a final, thought-provoking question. If you had the power, if you could push a button and give Earth these magnificent rings, knowing the full cost, would you do it? Is the beauty of today worth sacrificing the possibilities of tomorrow? The questions are endless. The journey has just begun. If you believe in the power of asking what if, join our community of thinkers. Subscribe and hit the bell to continue exploring possible worlds. Your next thought experiment is waiting.